Guys, welcome back to my kitchen, Cocina Elena. Thank you for coming back to visit for this channel, guys. I know it's been a minute and there's been a lot going on, and I'm going to share some of those things with you. Everybody has been blessed and been staying blessed and, thriving, because I want all of you to thrive. Today, I will be making a pecan or pecan pie, and I'm going to tell you the ingredients, and I will tell you what increments I'm using. It's easy peasy, but my sister's here visiting from Texas, and she'll be leaving tomorrow. She's been here for about 12 days, and she asked for a pecan pie, and since we got all these pecans from her backyard, I reckon, hey, why not? So here we go. So in my pie, the way that I know everybody does their things different, okay? You're gonna set the oven to 400 degrees. That's what you're gonna bake it in for about 20, 25 minutes, depending on how hot your oven runs, okay? You're gonna do a cup and a half of chopped pecans, a cup and a half, okay? On the top of your pie, for the, make it look nice, it's about 50 to 60 of these. We may not have enough, and if we don't, we're just going to improvise with the rest of the pieces. They don't always come out perfect, so, we use what we have. Once you chop those, that cup and a half, I place them on a cookie sheet, and I roast them in the oven for about 10 minutes. Again, depending on how hot your oven runs, you might want to gauge it with that. Just keep checking them. All you want to do is kind of toast them a little bit. It brings out that flavor in that pecan or pecan, and I'm going to tell you what, it adds some serious flavor. I'm going to melt a stick of butter in a little saucepan, and you're just basically going to just toast it as well. It does take the water out of the butter, so you want to add a quarter cup of water to your concoction, because again, that water is cooked out of the butter. Okay, you don't want to burn it, you just want to toast it. Again, that's going to bring out the flavor, and it's going to marry with all the other flavors. It's going to be delicious. Okay, so you're also going to do 3 eggs. You're also going to do two teaspoons of your vanilla extract. Okay, you're going to do a cup of, you can do either the light corn syrup or the dark corn syrup, but you're going to do a cup of that. You're going to do 3/4 cup of brown sugar, and I say that because they asked for a cup of sugar, but I like the brown sugar. Again, it takes it up a notch, and you know how I'm about them notches. And then you're going to add about a 1/4 cup or a 1/2 cup, depending on how sweet you like it, of the granulated sugar. Okay, that's just my preference. Also, you're going to do a pinch of salt, and this is my kind of salt, my flavor, my preference of salt. It is the pink Himalayan salt. So I'll do a pinch of that. You do it however you want. Some people don't add the salt. Again, it's all to your preference, and that's what the beautiful thing about cooking in your own kitchen is. You get to do what you want, how you want. Just because someone else does it a different way doesn't mean yours is right or wrong. It is just your way. So today it's T's way, okay? It's our way. So that's it, guys. Those are all your. I'll go ahead and put a list on them. I know I'm not good at it, and that's because I usually tell you exactly what's going on here. Maybe that encourages you to watch my video. Maybe it doesn't. If you haven't already watched some of the other ones, please do help me out. Let me grow my channel. I created this channel because my mother used to bring us together with her cooking, and there was always something on her stove. If we had people stop by, neighbors, family, friends, whoever stopped by, she always had something to offer them, whether it was something sweet or if it was something she was cooking. She always made extra, and there was a lot of us, so we always had enough plus extra. Okay, so that's why I created this channel, because it kind of remembering a lot of her recipes, and I'll never cook like her, but it inspires me and it helps me keep her memory alive. And what better way than to create a channel for her. So guys, if you haven't already subscribed, please take the time and do so. Just hit that subscribe button and maybe that bell to notify you when I put something else out. I'm going to be more active soon, and I am going to, as the pie is cooking, I'll come back and let you know what's going on in my life. I'm an open book to an extent. I do like my privacy when things happen, and some things have happened, and I will share some of that. But it goes to show that YouTubers are any creators. They have lives and they're real people, and real things happen to real people. Some people share, some people don't. I share as much as I am comfortable sharing. If I don't share it, please don't ask me. I'll share it when I'm ready. And you know what? We'll keep it light, just like this syrup, light, just like that. Brown sugar, light. I'm going to keep it light, guys. But I will fill you in on what's going on with me, because a lot of you have been asking, and that's why I'm doing it. Okay? So welcome and welcome back. And if you're new here, my name is T. I also have another channel, Van Gogh Wonders. That's my van life channel. And of course, I'm going to tell you guys to also, or ask you guys to also subscribe to that channel and watch some of those videos. This is a time where I can't make a lot of videos because of some things that are happening in our lives, in my life. And I won't be able to make as many videos, but I will definitely make some videos as I can. So if you haven't already subscribed to that, please do. And guys, let's get to it. Let's make a pecan or a pecan pie. All right, let's get to it. All right, guys. So I didn't fail to mention I'm using this pie crust. I'm not making any pie crust from scratch because ain't nobody got time for that. Not right now, anyway. Maybe in the future. But there's two that comes in this pack, and I'm going to use one of those. I'm going to put it back in the fridge so that it's not frozen. So I'm just going to put that in there for now. And we will start by chopping a cup of these pecans. I'm going to say pecans, okay? Y'all adjust accordingly. So we're going to chop these up, and we're going to need a cup of them, and I will measure them in here after I dice them up, and I'll do that on camera for you. All right. First, I'm put some in here. Of course, it'll be a little bit more, I think, once it's said and done. We're just going to chop those up. And then after we chop these up, we're going to put them on like a little baking pan. And I know a lot of people also, they don't chop them, they feed them. But I'm not going to do anything right now because there are people sleeping in this house right now. I'm not trying to get in trouble, okay? So just gonna chop them up as fine as you want, or however, what your preference is in your household. Once we're chopped up, we're gonna put them on that pan. I'm gonna turn that oven on right now, so it will preheat. I'm just gonna do this at 350 because it's just really you're just gonna toast them, like I said. I'm gonna leave it in there about 10 minutes, and I'll go in about 5 minutes, and I'll go ahead and just give them a little shake, so that both sides can get toasted as best can. It just brings the flavor out. I didn't realize it until I actually tried it. I mean, I've been making pecan pies, but obviously a little different. You go through phases in your life where things change. And I started doing it that way, and it really does bring up your little notches up. So, that's good. Apparently my oven was speaking to me. They gotta listen that time. I think that's what happened one of the other times. I was like, it's not on. I turned it on. But apparently you had to push it twice. Okay. Here is your chopped pecans. And as soon as the oven is heated, it's preheated right now, we'll stick these in the oven for 10 minutes. So I started melting my butter. And this is 4 tablespoons of butter and a little bit. Because you know I'm extra and I like to take it up a notch. But it calls for 4 tablespoons of butter. So we're just going to melt that and let it kind of, caramelize a little bit. And then I'll come back to it. Okay, so I put 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar in here. It wasn't packed because remember, we're going to add about 1/4 of, there you go. Maybe a little bit more. There you go. Of regular sugar. Okay. Now we're going to add a cup of the light corn syrup. may have just enough. Even if it's not enough, we're going to make it enough, okay? Let's see, that's it. Okay, so we'll add that. I love these spoons. They get everything. Leave nothing behind. I think I got these on Amazon. There's like 30 of them, so I use some of them for my screen printing to grab that ink and clean it out of them jars, because that ink is expensive, so don't leave anything behind. You don't have to. All right. I'm not going to do my pinch of salt. I'm going to do 2 pinches. That kind of offsets the sweetness. Can you tell me I'm really sweet? There you go. Also, let me go and stir those pecans that are in the oven right now. I'm going to go ahead and do our 3 eggs, okay? Uno, dos, and tres. There you go. This recipe is really easy. I'm sure that you guys have done it and continue to do it. And, you know, some people add nutmeg, cinnamon, walnuts. I use pecans because, you know, I have pecans. Okay, that's one of them. And then at the table, my sister and my partner were sitting there. I'm going to start just kind of making this a little bit easier to stir. We're going to add the pecans later in the butter. So let me go check on that butter real quick. Matter of fact, I'll take you with me. Give me a second. All right, there's our butter. It's sizzling, browning up a little. You can smell it. Guys, you know that smell-o-vision? If it was a thing, you'd be in my kitchen with me. Okay? And if you live closer, you'd be sharing meals with me. I'll cook for you anytime. There you go. I'm going to let that brown up a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead, so since we're here, we're going to go ahead and open that oven up again. And see about toasting, flipping the little toasted pecans. Alright guys, they are toasting up pretty quickly. We're going to be done probably in a couple of minutes, but you see, got a little roast going on in them. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the oven off, push them in there for a couple of minutes, turn the oven off. Oops, sorry about all that. Guys, do not forget the 2 teaspoons of the vanilla extract. That looks like tape. Tape from somewhere. Oh, 1, 2. There you have it. Then we're going to add these roasted pecans. 1/4 cup of water, because remember the butter, the water is cooked out of it when it's cooking it, so you have to be careful and you have to add that back in. Okay. And we're going to add that butter in here as well. Remember, it's piping hot, so be careful. It's a little bit, I don't know if you can tell, but it's caramelized. Also flavor. Also known as flavor. Oh, look at that. Foaming up. That's how hot it was. Okay. Be careful. Again, that butter's hot, so everything's probably hot. And give that just a real good mix and get everything in there together. Marry everything. Let's see if I can get you a little bit better. It's going to thicken up in a little bit when that butter kind of cools down a little bit, but I want to get that sugar, the brown sugar and the granulated sugar in there kind of mixed in to get together. I'm kind of scared to whip it out of here because it is piping hot. Look at that. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. I know know a lot of people do it a lot of different ways, and I've looked up some recipes of others, what everybody else is doing. It's so interesting, the different things. People use toffee, caramel, chocolate chunks. I'm not a chocolate person. I'm more of a caramel, toffee type person, so I probably would try something like that. I'm sure that's pretty good as well. So that's what you do. Listen, if you ever make a video, please share it with us. Let me know in the comments what you like, how you do yours. All right. I think that's going to be good. Look at that. I'm scared to touch it. Let's see. Remember your insulin if you're diabetic, because good Lord Jesus, this is sweet, but it is so good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take out my pie crust, or my pie, whatever you want to call it. Goodness gracious. I'm going to put this over here. Actually, I'll leave it here until I come back. Okay. So here's my pie crust. Now, I had a choice to do a deep one and this one, and I chose this one. I kind of wish I'd have done the deep one. I don't know. I'll just fill it as much as I can, because remember, we still have to put the pecans on the top. So I'm going to pour that in there, and let's see what happens. Give another little stir. I'm going to cook this on 350, not 400, because my oven does run really hot. And I'm going to just check it back in like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and we'll give it a little look then, okay? So hopefully you can see me. I'm going to pour this in here. I don't know what's wrong with this pie. Look at it. Look at it on that side. It's kind of jacked up. Let me see if I can fix that. It looks like it's risen. Oh, okay. Well, come on over this side. The water is fine over here, y'all. Okay. I think that's pretty full, guys. I don't know. What do you think? I don't remember having this much left over. I think that's probably gonna. I think that's good, right? Oh, look at that. Y'all can see that? It's doing like this thing on the side. Like it had a bubble on this side, and as I poured, it kind of settled in. It didn't get all of it. I don't remember having this much left over, but hey, why not? We can make a little mini pie with that. All right, so here's the pie. Now, I'm going to try to use as many of these as I can, and hopefully it'll be okay. So what I do, I like to do it the traditional way, but people get creative. So I'm just going to give it a little space. I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough. If not, we're just going to do whatever, okay? There you have it, guys. There you go. We made a pecan pie together. I believe I'm gonna set the pie on that sheet, on that baking sheet, and I'm gonna bake it for about 20 to 25 minutes. I'm doing mine on 350. There's different ones, 350, 400. I'm gonna do mine on 350 for about 20-25 minutes. I'll keep checking it back and forth. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna put that on the cookie sheet. All right, here it goes, guys. Here goes nothing. I try to be as still as I can, because that thing is just... Oh, I almost spilled it. Come on, get in there, mama. If you got against me, you know we're not level. Okay, guys, we're back. Put the pecan pie into the oven, and I'm going to check it back. I'm going to check back at 450. Okay, that's 25 minutes. I'll check it in between and such. I wanted to, first of all, say thank you to all of those who have come to me and expressed their comforting words. I truly appreciate you guys. Words there that say get well soon is because my partner has been diagnosed with endometriosis, ovarian cancer. Now, it is something very difficult to speak about at the moment because it's very fresh. But I also want to be an open book as much as I possibly can. I know I don't have to, but I choose to because you guys have been loyal to me and I appreciate it. So, as we know, as women, we have to continue to get checkups for, every time that you're due for a checkup, please get a checkup, whether it be a mammogram or whatever it is. Okay. So my partner has been she's 55. Okay. She had been having a pain on her side for quite some time and complaining about, she's not a doctor type person like me. If something hurts, I need to get it checked out because I've been there before. I am a survivor of breast cancer. My mother also passed from breast cancer. My partner's mother passed from breast cancer. Her father had cancer. My father had prostate cancer. But he lived a very long life. I think he was 97, when he passed. My mother was 65. She just turned 65. So with all this being said, she's not a doctor person, and I kind of got irritated and said, listen, if it's hurting and discomfortable, then would you please just make a damn doctor's appointment? And I was pretty stern. I was probably not the nicest person. Because if you're in pain, don't ignore it. You never know when it's going to be something. It could be gas, who knows? But in this case, it was not. So she had been calling her doctor, and her doctor only works part-time. Moving forward, I called the doctor, left a very nasty message because they were not returning her calls. And look what happened. So these are flowers from a friend of ours, very close friend of ours, that sent her flowers while she was in the hospital. So when she went to the doctor, they scheduled a sonogram. They went to the sonogram. They saw this huge mass in her stomach, and they ordered for immediate follow-up with an MRI. The MRI showed the mass being bigger than they saw in the sonogram, because in the sonogram they could only see part of it. They scheduled her for a surgery and said it must come out immediately. It is extremely large, and we made a doctor's appointment with the surgeon. Went in there. She's amazing, simply amazing. Went there and had an appointment with her. Came and spoke with us, and she said, "Did you not feel your clothes getting tighter?" And my partner was actually losing weight. She said, "No, actually, I've lost about 15 pounds." So I noticed her belly was a little bit poofy, but you don't mention those kinds of things. So I said nothing. But she felt discomfort, and she said, "I have never seen a mass this big. It's like you're carrying, like the size of a 7-month baby in your tummy." She said it does look like it has cancer tendencies to it, but when we remove it, I will have the pathologist there and test it. It is very important that it does not burst, because if it bursts inside of you, it could be fatal. Surgery takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours. So my sister flew down from Texas, and then her sister is about 45 minutes to an hour away. She came. And we went there on Tuesday, and we knew something was wrong at the 3rd hour, and we'd not heard anything. Then the 4th hour came, and they sent someone for us to go into a room that the surgeon would meet us in that room. And when we got in that room, she explained that the mass had indeed broken. So they had to wash her insides out. Now, at the same time, while she was in there, she said, "I'm going to do a full hysterectomy because you just don't know if they'll be affected by one another." Her thought process at that time, the doctor, was that when they take the mass out, any cancerous cells would go with that. There was cancer behind her ovary, in the wall from where she had. They think it came about with the endometriosis. And she proceeded to tell us that it was indeed cancerous, and that At the moment, they're staging it at 2. It could be more, it could be less. We won't know until we go in and get the rest of the results. However, in the interim of that, they have scheduled her to get a port, and she will receive chemo, which would be an 8-hour session once a month. So for 6 months, she has to have chemo for 8 hours. So guys, that's what's been going on, and I've been trying to stay strong, and I really appreciate you guys. I do. I appreciate every word and all of your prayers and everything, and I just ask that you continue to pray for us as we embark on this journey that we don't know how it's going to be. She assured her that the strength of the chemo is going to obviously make her sick, and her hair will fall out. And we'll take that as long as hopefully after the 6 sessions, we'll revisit where it's at, and then we'll go from there. So your prayers are greatly appreciated, guys. And I just ask that you continue to pray for her, pray for us. And I thank you for all of your support. I am a believer, and I know that God has a plan for us, and for her especially. So, that's where I've been. I've not done any van videos for that reason. I haven't been back to the van in about 14 days. So, I have some upcoming surgeries coming up, and I have part of my crew that's going to come and take me to those appointments while she's doing this here. So, I appreciate your kind words again, guys. And that's what's been going on. And I just wanted to, and I'm giving you a synopsis of what's going on. The details, there's a lot more involved details that I'm not sharing, and some things just have to stay private. So guys, thank you for everything that you are doing, for your support on this channel. If you haven't already, guys, subscribe to this channel, to my Vanguard Wonders channel. In the meantime, let's see where this pecan pie is. Let's check it out. Look at that pie, y'all. Ooh-wee. Looking so good. Came out pretty good. I wish you could smell it. Delicious. Thanks for joining me, guys. If you haven't already, please subscribe, follow me, comment, like, all of the above. Stay blessed, more importantly. And I will see you in the next one.